Hi, it's Shauna from the Polymer Garden. Today I'm going to show you how to put the posts on the back of your earrings. Here's one. I was going to do it in black, but it's too dark so you can't really see it. So here's another one that I did in gold. Now this is a really fast and easy way to do it. I just have two circles here. Now, what you're going to need, of course, are the posts. This is one I got from Michael's, and I don't use those anymore because I found that the posts separate from the pad. I don't know what brand at Michael's I got, but I didn't like them. So now I get them from Rings and Things. And I get the long ones. They're 7/16 of an inch, and as you can see, they're just a tiny bit longer. And that accommodates the layer of clay that you are going to get, that you're going to put in between your piece here and the post. Now, that's the pieces that I get. And let's get started. Now you're going to use super glue. Now that is only used to hold the post to your clay piece. Let me get a different one of those. See if this matches. That looks good. Okay. The glue is only there to hold your post in place while you put the clay over it. So you only want a little dab like so. And now I don't put it dead center in the circle because I am going to drill a hole right there, and I don't want it to sit too high up on the ear. Because there's going to be a long piece there. For this particular earrings, that is where I'm going to put them. And another little dab, and set them, make sure they're in the same spot, and push down. I just have to move these a little closer so I can double check. Well, close as they're going to get. Looks pretty good to me. Okay, now I'm going to let that dry a little bit because I don't want to get the liquid clay on my brush. I don't want to get the super glue all in the brush that I'm going to use with the liquid clay. This is Kato liquid clay, just because I'm using Kato clay. Doesn't really matter which one you use because they all bake at 300 degrees, the liquid clay. So. And I have some clay that I just ran through the pasta machine with my Clay-O texture sheet. And here is the Clay-O texture sheet. I got this one on Donna Cato's site. prairiecraft.com, I believe, or prairiecrafts.com. So, now, just going to take some liquid clay and put that all over the back, including the metal part. And I will take a little bit of this, put it right over the post, take the texture sheet, and do this on I'm working on paper here, so let's do this on the tile. Just press it down. Now I want that to sit there for a little bit while it kind of bonds with the clay, so when I cut it, it's not going to slide. Now on this one, I'm going to try, if the clay will let me this time, to show you how I wrap it around the edges. This is a very thin piece, but I just want to make sure I have some of the clay all around the edges. Now you don't want to put a lot of clay on there. You just want enough to make it sticky so that the clay will just stick to the baked clay. Now I'm going to take another small piece of this and put it around here. This time I'm going to take the clay texture, Clayo texture sponge, I think it's called. They come in a set of 3. And I'm just going to pull it up like this and even let it come over the top like that. That looks good. Now I'm going to let that sit and bond with the baked piece. While that one's bonding, this one probably has rested enough. Now I'm just going to trim it right along the edge. It's a little messy, so I'm just going to go back and trim it up again. Now, as you see, as I'm trimming, I'm pushing my blade like this. It just gives a better cut when I do that. Now, I will come back and sand just the edges just to clean off any little piece that I might have left behind after it's baked. So I'll put it on a tile and I'll bake just like that. And this one, I have all, just like this, I have all this clay like that. And I will do the same thing, only I'm trimming from the top of the earring, like so. And you see I'm pushing the blade down into the clay and slicing through the clay instead of just pulling it along. When I pull it along, it tends to rip the clay instead of cut the clay. Now I'm just doing a rough cut, as you can see, like that. And I'll go back and trim it, get a much cleaner look here. Now, this works better with a piece that's not textured. Because, as you can see, I have all these little bits of clay in here. Since there was no liquid clay right there, they just clean right off. And again, I will clean that up best I can before baking it, because once it's baked on, it's baked on. So, there we have one with the outline and one without. Yes, I will spend more time, but you don't want to see me spend time picking out all that. And then this is Kato clay. I will bake these at between 310 and 315 degrees for 30 minutes. The thickness of the clay that I used is fairly thin. It's about 1 millimeter thick. That's why I will bake it for 30 minutes. If it was thicker than that, I would bake much longer. I don't have to tent these because the piece that I'm worried about the color is going to be upside down, like so. I don't have to worry about shiny spots because this is textured and it's already baked, so I don't have to worry about it getting shiny like that. I hope you enjoyed my little tutorial. If you have any questions, let me know.